Jesus Christ, Pete, come on.
I'm sorry. And I've been doing a little bit of consignment lately, so we're going to be opening up some packs of cards that I'm going to sell. Alright, what is going on, everyone? Welcome to the new vlog. So it is Monday night right now and I'm getting ready to sell a few cards. I've been doing some consignment for some friends that want me to sell their cards for them, so we're going to open up some packs of cards that I'm going to be selling. So this is the packs of cards. In this cardboard box I have a bunch of packs that are very well bubble wrapped that I'm going to open up and I'm going to show you guys some of the highlights of some of the nicest cards in here. Alright, so we have three big packs of bubble mailers here that have a bunch of cards in them. There's basketball, football, baseball, all in here. So I'm going to open these up real quick and I'm going to show you guys what I'm selling. Alright guys, so as you can see, I mean, there's a ton of cards here. Some of the highlights, there's this Zion Optic PSA 9. There's a Tatum NBA Hoops PSA 9. There's an SGC Donovan Mitchell, one of his select cards, which is pretty cool. There's like a Magic Johnson fast break autograph, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of autographs in here. I have a Tyler Hero, just his base Prism, Carmelo autograph. So there's a big mix of like graded and ungraded. There's baseball, football, basketball, like I said, graded and ungraded. There's a bunch of autos, there's rookie cards, prisms, optics. There's like everything in here. So right now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to kind of sort all these into different categories, into just kind of players, teams, different things like that. And I'm going to figure out the best way to go about selling them, whether it's just strictly on eBay. I'll probably post a bunch on Discords and Facebook groups, but right now I'm going to sort all these out. Alright guys, so I just organized all the cards down here. I'll show you guys kind of a little bit of categories. We have some really nice graded NBA there. I have some nice graded MLB right there. This is more of like auto. They're not graded, but they're all MLB. There's some nice autos there. We have some Lukas. It's got a lot of mosaics there. Some LeBron, his last year Prism. Tyler Hero, we have a huge stack of just prisms, optics, a bunch of stuff in there for him. He has a lot of mosaics. There's one football card in here too. And here's a bunch of NBA autos. You have Magic Johnson, Carmelo Anthony. That's kind of a cool card there. And then there's a Dwayne Wade one down there too. These are cards that there's like Jaren Jackson, just like some offhand like rookies. There's Kevin Knox, Kobe White's in there as well. And then these are ones I just don't think are going to sell very well. So these are all the cards that I just sorted through. There's a lot of cards in here that are worth, you know, $100, $150 each. So I'm going to put them all up for sale, Discords, Facebook groups, etc. And we're just going to kind of see what happens. Tomorrow night I have my Kevin Durant and my Patrick Mahomes card that are ending on eBay. So I'll come back tomorrow night and I'll tell you guys what those sold for. Alright, what's going on everyone? So today is Wednesday. I'm currently watching the Mavericks play the Jazz on TV. They're getting clapped right now. But today is Wednesday, and I recently sold all of my 3 cards that I put up on eBay. So there was 2 of these Kevin Durant Prism PSA 9s, and I sold this Mahomes PSA 10. Kind of interesting. So I sold the first Kevin Durant over the weekend. I listed them both on eBay. One was a 3-day, one was a 5-day. And the 3-day got an offer for $200 right away. I ended up countering with $225. I sold that one. I was super happy with it. I was hoping that the other one would get up to like $175 or at least $200 since I got an offer for $200 on the other one and I sold it for $225. I actually got an offer over the weekend for $175 and I counted again. I told the guy I sold one for $225. Can you match it? And he just declined. So I was just hoping that he'd get at least $175 since I had gotten an offer for that. And I actually sold the Kevin Durant. It ended at like $150. So I'm a little bit disappointed and upset that I did not just take the offer when I had it. And I kind of should have known better because like I said, I just sold, so that was the second one, obviously. But I sold one about a month ago, and that one also only went up to $150. So I should have known that it was only going to go up to $150, but I was greedy, and I should have accepted the $175 when I got the offer. The Patrick Mahomes PSA 10. So I didn't really do this on purpose, but that was a 3-day that ended on Sunday night, and I didn't really purposefully time it up with when the Chiefs were playing the Bills, but the auction ended an hour after the game. So after the game ended and the Chiefs won, I was stoked because I was like, people are going to go crazy for his cards. They're probably going to go straight to eBay and buy some. And of course they did. There's a huge bidding war. I was hoping to get around $300 for that card. It actually sold for $400. But of course the guy canceled his bids or he canceled the sale afterwards. And I relisted it, and it is now ending, I think, this Friday. So I'm hoping I can get at least 300, maybe 350, and I'm hoping more than anything that the buyer just pays for it. I'm getting really sick of eBay and buyers just not paying. They're just bidding whatever they want, and they're just not paying. That happens way more often than it should. It's very frustrating. That's why in the previous video I talked about I'm hedging my cards a little bit with Top Shot, just because there's such a big turnaround with cards sometimes, with me grading the cards and then having to sell them and running into issues like this. But there was one other thing I did want to talk about. I got a comment on my last video. Somebody asked if I have ever, what I think of GMA grading, and also if I've ever cracked a case and sent it in somewhere else and how the grade went. So I have a couple of these Kevin Durant Topps rookie cards. I have a black variation and an orange variation there. And I also have 2 of these GMA 10s. I have never cracked a case before. But I am going to crack both of these open, and I'm gonna send them in a PSA and see how they do. I actually bought these last year, so I have 2 of these, and I have the black and the orange that I just showed you guys. I bought all of those last March, I think, for like $20 each. And I don't know what they're going for now. I'll put the comps on the screen, the PSA 10, PSA 9 comps on the screen. But I'm gonna crack those cases open. My thought in buying them, especially when they were super, super cheap, was that they were probably graded early on. The GMA 10 doesn't really mean anything to me, but I was hoping that the card was kind of preserved a little bit in that case. If you know anything about that, specifically the 2007 Topps cards, you know that they are very, very fragile. The edges and the corners chip super easily. They can bend, all that stuff. So there's a lot of issues with them. So it's a risky investment unless you kind of know that the card is in great condition. So that was my thought process behind buying those GMA 10s. So I'm going to crack those open, and I'll film that and show you guys what happens. But I've been investing a lot with Top Shot recently. I just opened a legendary pack, so I'm going to show you guys what was in that legendary NBA Top Shot pack. Alright, so like I said, I opened a legendary pack on NBA Top Shot. Inside, I think there was 10 moments, maybe 12 moments. I was guaranteed a legendary moment. I was guaranteed 3 of these rare moments, and then also a couple base moments. The break went super, super well. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to put a little screen recording on my phone here and kind of show you guys the moments I have right now. And which one I pulled from that legendary pack, although I'm sure you saw it in the thumbnail. So I'm going to go into my collection and my moments here. And I pulled, wait a second for this to load. Alright, so you guys can see that I have 48 moments. There's a bunch for sale right here. The main one that I pulled was this Zion Williamson, a legendary moment that from the Deck the Hoops legendary pack. I pulled number 54 out of 85. It's kind of hard to talk about comps for these because the lower the serial number that you have, the more the moment is worth. So you kind of have to check comps around your serial number and then also like the lowest ask, because it just kind of varies. So the closest sale to my serial number, which is 54 again, was $5,500. It was actually the night I broke the pack open, which was January 24th. And that was serial number 52. The most recent sale was also the top sale, was $8,000, serial number 8. I think that was today actually. And right now, the lowest ask is also for $8,000. It's for serial number 41. And you can kind of see I'm 54, so I'm between this 46 and this 63. One's at $10,000, one's at $25,000, which is pretty ridiculous. But the lowest ask is $8,000. So I'm just kind of saying, compared to comps, that I pulled an $8,000 moment, although that's kind of not necessarily true. But some of the other highlights from that pack that I opened, I grabbed this Brandon Ingram 175 out of 499. I have mine listed at $1,200 right now. Comps are right around like anywhere between $800 and $1,000, so I'm just trying to stretch mine a little bit and see if I can get some extra money or just let it sit on the market for a little bit. I also pulled this nice Jason Tatum 454 out of 499. If we look at comps for this one, again, I'm 454. See, so the lowest ask is $1,100, and that's for serial number 339, and there's actually none listed below 354. So I would likely list mine below that 1,100 number, especially because my serial number is so much lower. But again, if you want to compare comps, you could say I pulled $1,100 Jason Tatum moment just because that's the lowest ask right now, but that's not necessarily true. But it was really fun. The break, I'm really liking Top Shot and just how fast you can turn over these moments that you pull. And it's a lot of the reason that I'm starting to hedge my cards with NBA Top Shot just because there's such a quick turnaround, and it's just taking really long for PSA to get the cards back. And like I said, just like with this Mahomes card, I sold it for $400, but the buyer just didn't pay. And now I have to relist it and hope that the next buyer pays, hope I make anywhere near that $400 again. And I also just like the digital aspect of it where you can buy a moment, it's instantly in your like account, or if you sell a moment, you get the money instantly. You don't have to ship the moment out, obviously, because it's all digital. So I've just been enjoying Top Shot. I've been hedging a little bit, but I have another pack right now. I have the latest base Cool Cats pack. I just haven't opened it yet, so I'll probably open that before the next video and I can show you guys what I pulled from there. But this weekend in Dallas, there is a huge card show. I think there's 400 to 500 tables. I'm going to be dropping off 5 cards to my guy Mark's Cards. That's who I submit everything through. I'm doing 5 cards at 5 days, so it's going to be $50 each. Again, I'm using the money from these cards that I'm selling to pay for this next sub. He also actually has a sub ready for me. I'm getting 5 cards back that were from a 10-day. So I'll show you guys that in the next video as well. But I'm meeting him at the Dallas Card Show, and I'm gonna give him $5 cards, get my 5 back, and I'm gonna show you guys kind of like my cleaning process of how I go about prepping cards for PSA. All right, so this is where a little bit of my frustration lies. So again, these 3 cards are good to go. I have 2 hollows and I have 1 Luka Yellow Donruss. I've explained it before. I have a lot of money out at PSA right now, and a lot of them are in 20-day subs. My 20-day subs, I have 1 giant one that's been out since August, so it's been 5 months now. I have 1 since September, October. I think it's been 4 months now at least. And I even have another one that one's more recent, but again, it's going to take 4 months for me to get that one. So I'm buying specific cards that have a high enough value to that so that it makes it worth it to send them in for 5-day subs. And when I buy these higher end cards and they come back damaged, I can't do anything about it, and it doesn't make sense for me to throw a bunch more money in to new cards right now when I have a bunch of money out at PSA. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do. I have all these cards. I have a bunch of Devin Booker ones that I don't want to grade either. I have a lot of cards that I'm just not going to grade. And so I showed you guys those KD rookie cards at a couple minutes ago, and I could grade those, but I want to hold those for the long term. And so since I'm going to hold them for the long term, it doesn't seem worth it for me to grade them right now because I'm not going to sell them. So I just kind of want to keep them in my back pocket. But I have a lot of cards just like these 3 right here that are just not worth it to grade. So I think I'll do some small series on all these cards that I'm just going to try and dump, and then maybe with that money I can buy more cards and also use that money to get them graded. But these ones are not getting graded, so I'm just going to send these 3 into Mark's Cards, and that's all I'm going to do for tonight. So I will see you guys on Friday. What is going on, everyone? So it is Friday morning now. I'm about to go on a podcast, a pretty popular sports card podcast. It's called Lucas Tigers Bronze Podcast. They want to talk about Top Shot. They want to talk about just like regular sports cards and sort of like my buying strategy and just sort of like my plan, I think, with my Instagram and like what the future holds and everything. So that'll be pretty cool. I'm going to insert a few clips from that interview right now. And those Lucas that I bought for $15 to $20 are actually going for like $40 now. And I was like, that's only, $25 to $20 increase. But the fact that in just a few months that they were able to jump that much, I think speaks a lot for what's about to happen here. It always humbles me a little bit because I'm like, man, I got all these Luka PSA 10s. I just got a Joss Silver in the mail as well. I'm like, I'm doing really well. And then I go to these shows, and there's one guy that always goes to this Dallas show. He has like at least 500 grand of all these Luka graded cards, and it humbles you. So it's nice to see it.
Listen, there's many levels of humbling. An ankle injury might humble that guy. So Luka's still playing, so that 500 grand might be 200.
What's up, everyone? So I just finished up my interview with Cage and Andrew over at the Lucas Tigers the Bronze podcast. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to link their podcast in the description below. They do a great job. They've had Gary Vee on. They've had Jack Settleman on. They've had a lot of really, really big guests on before, and they do a very, very good job with their sports podcast. It's more directed towards sports cards, but it's just a lot of fun to chop it up with them. So make sure you go check out my interview and all their other podcasts. Give them a listen. That's it for this vlog. Tomorrow is Saturday, and I'm going up to the Dallas Card Show, picking up an order from PSA from Mark's Cards up there, and I'm also going to drop off some other cards for a 5-day with him. So I'll probably vlog a little bit of that, but that is all for this video. Please make sure you like and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Let me know if you guys want to see anything else on this channel, but I thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.